Hi my beautiful stars, I hope that you're doing so well today. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're not, welcome back and welcome to a Molli-Ween episode. I'm so excited for today's video. I've been wanting to research this place for quite some time, and I actually passed by it on a road trip earlier this year. I was like, it's real. It's real, I'm actually seeing it, because I've seen it so many times in pictures and so stunning to see it in person passing by. If I would have known that I was going to pass it, because I didn't realize where I was on the map in northern Minnesota, I would have definitely stayed. But this place is the Fergus Falls State Hospital, also known as the Kirkbride. This is a sanatorium that opened in 1890 and closed its doors in 2005. It is still closed to the public, but is taken care of by a few groundskeepers as far as I know. They used to do tours up into the 2010s, and then they stopped doing those as well, just I think out of public safety. But they are doing one literally tomorrow when so I'm putting this up on Friday. They're having a tour on Saturday. So if you happen to live near this building and you want to go on a tour, it's $10. I don't know if it's indoors or if it's just like a walking tour from outside of the building or what, but highly recommend trying to get in on that. I think that's really cool that they're opening that back up. I hope that you enjoy, and let's just get into it. So I have literally one of these giant office notepads full of notes. I'm going to do a little bit of history on this place, and then also, of course, get into some of the paranormal about it, because it wouldn't be a Molli-Ween video without it. So if I am looking down, that is why. I've tried to look at my notes a few times so that I'm prepared mentally. I might miss a few things, that's why I have them in front of me. The Fergus Falls State Hospital opened in 1890. It got its nickname Kirkbride from Dr. Thomas Kirkbride. He was a physician from Pennsylvania. He designed and developed architectural plans specifically for psychiatric hospitals. He came to promote a better way of living for patients with offering fresh air, better views, and a comfortable space to live. And this was his goal with all these different attributes, to help heal people that were suffering from mental illnesses at that time. Since there was a lot of misunderstandings with mental illness back then, it's gotten so much better. It's not perfect, but it's gotten better. But back then it was unimaginable, and the mistreatment was crazy. I've talked about this a few other times with my videos covering the Anoka State Hospital. Yeah, the same stuff happened here, but Kirkbride was trying to make it better. This place has one main building, and then it has two wings on either side that kind of form a horseshoe look. And the building was designed with the intent to separate the patients by gender, as well as their severity of their illness. If they were very violent, for example, they were on the furthest end of the building. Dr. Kirkbride really believed that patients could be cured for their mental illness just by being treated properly, which is really refreshing to hear from somebody around that day and age, when again there was just a lot of misconstrued thinking around mental illnesses. And somebody even, I saw a picture, and I hope I can find it, but it was of a patient log from back then, and I don't know the exact year, but there was nostalgia as one of the reasons why somebody was admitted into the hospital. Nostalgia. That is just really crazy to me. And then another one was for being a Neanderthal, which I'm like, all right. Half of us would be in a state mental hospital if being nostalgic is a crime. I just think that is crazy. The Fergus Falls State Hospital was built in a response to the overcrowding issue that was happening to the other two state hospitals that were in St. Peter and Rochester at the time. I don't even think the Anoka State Hospital was open yet, and then the other sanatorium wasn't open yet. And I'm sorry, my cat is playing with her toy, so if you hear something in the background, that's what it was. Since there's overcrowding happening, and this was happening not only here in Minnesota, but many other states as well, because there was people submitting patients for the reasons I stated earlier: nostalgia, being a Neanderthal, experiencing grief. There was just these really random things that is just how is that? Lots of misunderstandings. They built this in response, and the government actually was happy to fund this. And this hospital also started to experience overcrowding, and by the 1930s it was recorded that they had over 2,000 patients, which is just crazy. And that building is huge. It is very big, but just imagine 2,000 people And that's not even including staff and other doctors and people working there. That is just so crazy to me. The building officially closed in 2005 and it's still closed to the public, but like I said, there is a cool tour happening. I don't know details on it, so definitely research it if you are interested. And I've heard from some people just from reading comments and my research and stuff that they would actually open this up and it would be a haunted house back in the 2000s, which I'm like, that is so crazy. Imagine how many things happened that they were like, oh, it's just the haunted house. No, it's probably a ghost. Like, I just think about all the unsettled feelings. Looking at some of the pictures, which I'll be showing on the screen, I immediately just get such a feeling of being distraught almost. Like, I just feel so sad and I feel like there's a pit in my stomach. Like, I just feel like there's something in the picture. I don't know if that makes any sense, but maybe if you feel the same way, let me know. But let's just dive into the paranormal now, because there's a few things and I was kind of bummed because everything kind of said the same and it was very bare minimum. So the best that I found was actually from some paranormal researchers called the Midwest Paranormal Files. They have a YouTube channel and they also have a blog. So if you're interested in learning more about their personal investigation, then I'll have their video clip that I'm referring to linked down below in my inbox, or like my little information box. And then also you can just look up Midwest Paranormal Files on YouTube and you'll find their videos. But they got special permission to investigate this place a couple of years ago and they were able to go, I think their blog said like 3:30 to like 6:30 in the morning. So they got like a 3-hour slot, which is really cool. And I don't know if they were limited on where they could go. I didn't quite grasp that when I was reading their blog, but really cool. I'll touch more on what they experienced in just a minute, but I just want to kind of paint more of a picture for you with the paranormal. People that have either worked there or explored, lots of urban explorers like to go there, have exclaimed that you can feel the history when you walk in the doors. That's such an amazing way to put it. You can feel the history. With there being a lot of barbaric treatments, I mean, you can only imagine, from electroshock therapy to lobotomies. That's a really good way to put it. You can feel the history. But the Midwest Paranormal Files that they investigated, and in their video you can hear voices saying, "Hey," and "Help me," which is so creepy. And I listened to them and I'm like, oh, they came across so loud and clear. It was absolutely crazy. You cannot deny the haunted vibes and the paranormal that they were experiencing. One person also shared that she's visited many times and she claims that there are patient records scattered all over the floors and there's even operating tables still in the facility. Other people that live in Fergus Falls can hear screaming coming from the building even after all these years. There's also a facilities team that comes out there to pump out water. I don't know if it's just from like the septic tanks or the well, or I don't know how that works, but there is a team out there that like just goes and takes care of it. And he went ahead to take a picture of the hallway and nobody was there, and then he later looked at the picture and there was a woman standing in the middle of the hallway. Another sighting from the Midwest Paranormal Files is when they were in the gym of the hospital and they were throwing glow sticks out to make like a lighting grid, so that if there was a shadow that happened to walk by it, they would see it because the glow stick's light would be blocked by the thing walking past it. They all had recording devices. I think they said they had like 5 or 6 devices recording at the same time and each one picked up the same exact thing. And I don't think there was a question asked, but they heard, "Get me out of here." And you guys, this is such a creepy clip. Watch it for yourself. Come back here and let me know your thoughts. Many urban explorers have reported seeing shadowy figures in the halls and have also heard creepy sounds throughout the building. Those are all the paranormal things that I could find about this place. If you either live near here or have had friends or family that work there, please let me know if they have any fun or creepy stories. I would love to hear it all. I think it's really interesting, especially local places like this. I mean, this isn't super local to me, but from Minnesota, so it does feel kind of local, I guess, in a way. But yeah, this place is really cool. It's so beautiful, and in person it's just even more stunning. So if you ever get the chance to visit, I would highly recommend stopping by. But I hope you enjoyed today's Molli-Ween video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, stay spooky. Bye!